This is JordangeVision. Pull up a seat and kick up your feet. Welcome. How we doing, guys? Time for another Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction reaction. Kind of started the season off a little slow, a little inconsistent, but over the past 5 episodes, I've gotten a 5 and 2 4s, so maybe starting to turn a corner a little bit. Let's see if we can keep that going with episode 9 of season 3. We're almost near the end of season 3 too. It's going faster than we think, guys. So without further ado, let's see what episode 9 has in store for us. Here we go. Before I get started, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and don't forget, reacting to art is sharing art. Channels like these benefit everyone from the viewers all the way up to the original creators themselves. Also, a reminder, spoilers are likely, so if you haven't seen this episode yet and would like to, please feel free to click off and take care of that first. I'll be here when you get back. For those of you who are sticking with me, pull up a seat, kick up your feet. It is time to watch Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction, Season 3, Episode 9. Here we go.
Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Who's John LaFontaine? It's Dawn.
A contoured sheet with obvious valleys and peaks.
Okay.
But when we take another look, we see that it's perfectly flat.
That's
It all
crazy.
depends on our perception whether
Cool
they're
how you can make
fact
it look
or
like that.
fiction. What you may perceive as plateaus of truth may actually be mountains of deception.
No mountains of deception getting me.
Blood is not only thicker than water, it's also more informative.
Not
Through
wrong.
the analysis we can learn much about a person's family ties, even after that person's been dead for centuries. Samples of Thomas Jefferson's DNA have proved this point.
Yep, I've heard those stories.
Most of us don't need to submit to extensive testing to confirm our family relationships. We have only to look in the mirror to get the genetic links to our parents and our siblings. Lorene has never felt that way.
All
I
right,
was
see what
about
we
to
got.
marry my childhood sweetheart. We were perfect for each other. We had absolutely everything in common.
Oh, I got a feeling about
Of
this story
course,
already.
together.
Sweetheart, you don't really believe you were adopted.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I do. You and Dad
Oh.
are both blood type A. It wouldn't be possible for me to be blood type B. I
think Mom's pulling a fast one.
Do you remember me telling you about the night you were born? The blizzard? Your arrival wasn't exactly convenient.
I wonder if it's hard to find out if there actually was a blizzard that day. I hope she wasn't born in July or something.
My talent. But Mom, the blood test
Was wrong. The lab made a mistake.
I don't think labs make mistakes like that very often. Guess it's possible,
Still
but...
not. You have terrific parents. And someday, when we have children, they'll be terrific grandparents. That's in
This
the
feeling I'm
past.
having, I'm gonna
Right
wait
now,
on it a
we have
little bit,
wedding to
and
plan.
I'll see if I'm right.
And if you
Dawn, I'm sorry, but I can't marry you until I know the truth.
I mean, that's a little strong, but maybe there's a reason for that. Kind of ties in with the theory I'm having here.
Best friends, born on the same day, New Year's babies.
Born on the same day. Yeah, I think my theory is strengthening.
If I was adopted, maybe my birthday really isn't January 1st. Maybe that's a lie, too. I've always loved that we had the same birthday.
Oh, I think you have the same birthday. I don't think that's what the issue is here.
You know, I could get somebody to do this for you. Maybe take a few days.
I really need to find the record today. Thanks.
Okay.
Do your own
Need
dirty
anything
work.
else?
It does seem a little weird that, like, no one actually knows the truth. Except the mom who's hiding it.
Parents, Russell and Edna Atkins. So I'm legit.
So she wasn't adopted, okay.
believed,
Wait. Yep, boy is
Oh,
crossed
it's
out.
someone,
Okay.
that boy.
well, you're definitely a girl. I can vouch for that.
Maybe we're not
Okay.
done.
You know, I remember that night. I was an attendant nurse. New Year's Eve.
Oh, she
all
was
the lights
there.
were down.
And look, on my mother's admitting form, baby boy is written and then marked out.
Well, it was so hectic, I suppose the nurse wrote it down wrong, and then the
Guess
doctor
that's
corrected it.
possible.
I was
What's
born
this?
the same night, in the middle of the same chaos. But my mother's record said baby girl, but it's crossed out
Okay.
and changed to boy.
The paperwork must have been mixed up.
Is it possible that the paperwork wasn't mixed up, but that the babies were?
Okay. This isn't exactly what I was thinking, but it's kind of the same idea.
Is it too much to believe that two people raised by different families could fall deeply in love and turn out to have been switched at birth?
Talk about this one. Okay, I'll tell you what the theory I was having during this one, and it's not exactly how it ended. I was thinking that maybe she was adopted from the family of her husband, and they ended up being brother and sister or something like that. So I was close. I didn't quite get the switched at birth thing. So yeah, that's the theory I was having. Do I believe the story? Like, I don't know how often being switched at birth, like, actually happens in the real world. Like, I know it's used very often in, like, storytelling and movies and TV and stuff like that, like, as a storytelling device, but how often does it actually happen? I don't know. I'm sure it has. You know, you'd have to screw up pretty bad for that to happen, I think. But is it impossible? Probably not. I mean, they do grow up in the same town. They were born on the same day. I guess it's possible they knew each other. They were probably in the same class or something growing up, too. So is it out of the ordinary that two people who were connected in that way, like more than they even knew, could have fallen in love like that? I don't know. I think it's actually possible. I'm going to mark this one as true. So let's see what the second story has to bring.
Next to Christmas, the most publicized and merchandised holiday is Halloween.
Yeah.
Pumpkin
Yep.
patches are every year. Millions are spent on costumes, decorations.
Don't forget to invest in
trick-or-treat
pumpkins.
candy.
They're going to
But
peak
like
right around
Christmas,
January.
Harold not only hates the holiday, he's a troublemaker.
Ooh.
And the trouble he makes is for anyone foolish enough to ring his bell on Halloween night.
So he's
Because
the
on
one
this
pulling the
Halloween-
tricks.
Luckily, the townspeople didn't have to interact with Harold much. He lived on the other side of the bridge. The only time anyone bothered to cross the creek to see him at all was on Halloween.
Makes sense, I guess.
Storm's blowing in.
Hope it waits a while so children won't be disappointed. You know, it's Halloween tonight.
Yeah, he doesn't
Thought I'd
care.
put
Ain't
some
gonna be no kids coming by here tonight. Not after the lesson I taught them last year.
bad
Oh,
boy
what'd you
had to go
do?
to the hospital.
They were trespassing on my property.
It's Halloween, bro.
Besides, I won that case in court.
The town's grown up now.
Yeah, who was the judge?
Yeah, well, what about the year they covered the tree in toilet paper? Smashed raw eggs in the mailbox?
I mean, did you give him anything?
Well, bridge
Trick or
tonight.
treat ain't just a
They
saying.
wish they had.
Ooh, frightening costume.
Yeah, let her answer the door. Oh.
You know how I feel about that.
Not playing by the rules. Halloween's a two-way street.
And then you say, haha, just kidding. You don't, make them pee their pants. I beg her to get to the door first. Oh, who are you? Is it Death? Is it the real Death?
You're a little big for a trick-or-treater, huh?
Details.
So are you. We won't get any more trick-or-treaters tonight. Probably best that way.
You know, for a husband who hates Halloween, the wife is totally into it. Oh, we got one more?
In this weather?
Maybe they're dressed up as a fish. Oh. Oh, Death is back. Hanging out with the Scarecrow.
He has a dummy dressed up to look just like me, and it's like I told you, up to no good. He's probably trying to get even after last year.
I don't see anybody out there.
She doesn't
You're
see
making
him.
more out of this.
Did she see Death the first time? Maybe close that window?
Should have cut those branches. They're gonna be scraping all night.
That'll learn ya. Oh!
Whoa!
Oh, hi!
Lousy kid!
That ain't no kid. I don't think even a kid would mess with you that much. Oh, Death is in the house. With his little Scarecrow guy. Oh!
I think my husband's having a heart attack. He said
Oh,
someone
wow.
was terrorizing. The storm flooded the creek. The bridge between us and town washed away hours ago.
That's impossible. The bridge washed away. Then how did the kid in the monster suit get over to our house?
Oh.
Or did someone sneak across the bridge before the rain washed it out? Someone who was perhaps out for revenge against Harold Ratcher. Or was
that's
the
possible.
culprit at something? But then how do you explain the Grim Reaper? It couldn't possibly have been her, could it?
Talk about this one. I don't think the wife was playing the Grim Reaper. So let's get that out of the way. Is this possible? I guess it's possible. Like, if this is the guy who terrorizes kids on Halloween, you'd have to think that some kids may want a little revenge on this guy. Maybe may want to, like, scare him, give him a taste of his own medicine type of thing. I guess it's possible, even though this Grim Reaper guy was a little big and not really kid size, and maybe this guy was actually imagining the Grim Reaper. Like, maybe it was all in his head, I think the wife saw the first one, but she didn't see the ones after. This is one I could see as well. Like, I don't see how eventually, he didn't get his hands on the kid and be, like, do the Scooby-Doo thing. Like, let's see who you really are. But I think this is something I could also see as being possible. So I am going to mark it as true as well. Because I think, if there was a guy who was doing this to kids, I think someone would try to get revenge on him eventually. So, yeah. So that's where I am right now. I got the first 2 marked as true. Let's see what I got with story number 3.
Do you have a pet?
Yep.
Chances are it's a dog or a cat. And while dogs
I had dogs for years, but I have a cat now.
These are a few of the products aimed at feline fanciers.
The cat hates toys, though.
In fact,
won't play
you
with
might say
anything.
that it's enough attention to fill a lifetime, or, for that matter, 9 lifetimes.
9 lifetimes, yeah.
The parents are
Okay.
free to meet their daughter with them in their own home. I guess they felt if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I'd never believe it.
Well, I hear dogs. Where's the cat?
We moved about 6 months ago. Wendy was upset about leaving her old school and her friends, so we thought we'd get her
Yeah.
Precious.
That's tough on kids, man.
Where is
Yeah.
the cat? Oh, well, about 2 months
Oh,
ago.
no.
We went into the street.
And Wendy hasn't gotten over the loss.
No, we figured give her a little time.
Yeah, but it's been 2 months. It's a little bizarre.
Maybe
It's not
I
that
should
bizarre.
have agreed. It's teenagers. They're supposed to act eccentric.
It
Oh, it's
was
a
some
teenager,
sort of,
so thought it was like a 7-year-old.
hallucination. She is taking this way too far, and we really need
So,
some
like, she
help.
still sees the
What
cat?
do you mean by...
Here we go. We're about to find out.
We asked Dr. White to talk to you.
Oh,
Okay.
about Precious?
And she's still feeding the cat, isn't she?
Good baby.
Oh, yeah. She's like, does she actually still see it?
Today, huh?
Yeah.
Did you miss me? I missed you too.
Okay. Yeah, I see what they mean now.
Pretends Precious is still alive.
The food actually disappears.
Oh, it does. Okay, that's strange.
Then last week we finally confronted her. We told her how we felt and begged her to stop.
And the next morning, we found this.
Oh, what'd you find? What? Oh, the couch is scratched.
She told us Precious was upset.
I have an idea.
Set up a camera in the house or something?
I'd like to tell Wendy that I want to photograph Precious. Maybe she'll warm up to me more quickly that way.
Will that work?
This is there film in that camera?
Well, it looks like it's loaded, only 11 shots used. We haven't used it in a while.
Well, this is like an old style camera that you have to develop.
Man.
Remember, this is the 90s.
They just don't get it. I don't need a shrink. They need glasses.
She thinks the cat's alive.
Hey, how would you feel if I took some pictures of Precious?
Are you trying to make me like you?
A little.
Is it working?
Sure. Go ahead, take her picture.
Maybe it is.
You scaredy cat. Did that sound frighten you?
Aw. Scared the invisible kitty.
Hey, how about if I take a picture of you holding Precious?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
If Whitey saw a camera like that, she'd probably be scared too.
Great. That's beautiful.
That's a weird way to hold a cat, but okay.
If you would develop this roll of film as soon as possible, I think that when she sees there is no cat, she'll be able to accept it. Let's try this first before we proceed with the therapy. The trick.
Something weird's gonna go down when they develop that, isn't it?
I was surprised to receive a call the next day. Mrs. Baker asked if I could come right over, so I did.
Yeah, what's going on? Okay.
Now
Don't tell me the cat's in the pictures.
Baker was so
The cat is
upset.
in the pictures.
What's the
That's
explanation?
nuts.
Was it an old photographic image left over from when Precious was still alive? Perhaps a double exposure? If so, why were there no other images of
Weird.
Precious on that same roll? Or is it possible that Precious still existed on some spiritual level?
Okay, that's a weird story, man. Is it possible that there could have been some double exposure that could have shown Precious on the roll even if Precious wasn't there? It'd be a really weird, like, almost have to be perfect coincidence for the cat to show up in the picture like that. Like the exact way that she was holding it too. Yeah, it's a weird one, guys. The story didn't really explain like who's eating the food and who's scratching the couch, anything like that. Like I was kind of hoping like maybe they'd set up a camera and find out how that was happening. So like for this story to be true, it would require, there to actually be a ghost of the cat walking around and like actually, affecting things, eating the food and scratching the couch and, showing up on the film. And when you think of all that having to happen, it's like, really? I mean, come on. Even though I have a feeling this might be one of those stories where it's gonna like blow my mind and when they say it's true. I just can't in sound mind say that that story is true. Like I just can't. And I know I got some experts who watch the channel like who maybe research the story like that and maybe there's some kind of explanation, but I just can't think of it right now. So, I have to say false. So, that's what my vote is going to be. All right. Story number 4.
Observe. Keys that unlock doors to hotel and motel rooms. Something most of us take
A lot
for
of different
granted.
ones.
Who has
Yeah.
stayed here before? What activities took place here? Has anything been
It's weird
left
to think
behind?
about.
And what will await? But for Joe Bender and his wife Angie, this key is more than a device to open their door. It's a passport to the unexplained.
I've heard lots of stories about weird things happening at hotels, but yeah.
My husband was once a good
Never really
cop.
experienced one, but
Years on the and lately he was burned out and getting himself into big trouble. His suspension gave us a chance to take a few days for ourselves.
so it's a cop on
I
suspension,
wanted
eh?
to believe, but I knew the police force had changed him. He wasn't the same man I married.
That happens a lot.
We got a quiet room.
They're all quiet around here.
God, I hope so. All right. Oh wait, wait. Teen beating. Yeah, she recognizes him.
This trip will be good for both of us. I don't care if I ever see LA again.
When you're desperate to get away from LA?
And then something totally strange happened.
Oh.
Hey!
Joe, what are you doing?
I thought I saw.
My God, did you hurt yourself?
What? Oh, was he? What?
That's blood.
It ain't raspberry
I
jam.
couldn't get Joe to change rooms. He just wanted this one cleaned up. I was feeling very uncomfortable.
I mean, he's a cop. He's probably used to it.
Are you okay?
Sure. I'm not gonna let
Nah.
them beat me.
Who's trying to beat you now when you're on
All the
vacation?
stress the way these internal affairs people in the press have hounded you.
Those bastards. After everything I've given. Protect
Yeah,
the
you've
guilty.
given a beating to that
Don't
teen.
think that I don't know which. He deserved everything that he got.
I'm not feeling real sympathetic towards this guy right now, so if he is innocent, I apologize, but it's not looking great for him. Oh, this guy's back.
What's the matter, Joe?
He wanted me to go for my gun.
Didn't say that.
Joe.
No.
There's no one here. You're dreaming.
Oh, he's more than dreaming. He's hallucinating.
He was here. He was right here.
Oh. More blood.
Wake up! Hey!
Yeah, no one's working right now.
Lady, right now, you're gonna tell me what's in our room. What is it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't lie to me.
Joe!
Yeah, you're not helping your reputation right now, dude.
A long time ago, a man named William Bonney
William
was
Bonney.
killed in an unfair gunfight.
Wait,
And some people...
I know who William Bonney is.
I've never seen him, but I'll tell you this. Tonight isn't the first night that I've had to mop up blood.
You stay here.
That's crazy.
Check it.
Do you really believe all this about a ghost?
Have you seen this show?
You see, in that gunfight,
Yeah.
William Bonney was shot dead by a lawman.
Yep, that would do it. William Bonney, by the way, is Billy the Kid. Oh, is he? Yep. Billy the Kid killed him.
Did his stressful situation lend to his own suicide? Or was his demise
Maybe?
caused by the spirit of Billy the Kid? A man who was unfairly shot to death years ago by another lawman.
I do know a little bit about the Billy the Kid story. Like, I know there's, like, movies about him, too. Like, there was a series called Young Guns, and there's a Young Guns 2 as well. I haven't seen those movies, but I know they're about him. They might actually be interesting to watch for the channel if I can find them at some point, because, I'm kind of into that thing. But, yeah, I don't know. I know that Billy the Kid was shot. I don't know if he was shot in a hotel. Like, I don't know that much of the story. I've kind of heard the Jesse James story. Billy the Kid, I'm not sure. I guess it's possible that he was, but I don't know exactly where he was shot. But I'm pretty sure he was shot by a cop. Is it possible that the same exact hotel where he died is producing, like, visions like this? And actually killing people? That would be a little bit weird, I think. It sounds like the kind of thing that, you know, and we've heard this on the show before, it sounds like the kind of thing that would be more an urban legend than an actual true story. So while I think, you know, the actual part about Billy the Kid's death is probably true, like, is Billy the Kid's ghost, like, actually showing up in the hotel room where he died and killing cops? That's another one that's a little hard for me to believe. I'm going to mark this one as fiction. Yeah, it's one of those where they kind of use, like, a true story as a starting point, but I think they kind of flushed it out into a little bit of a whopper. So, yeah, that's where I'm going with that one. We have one more story, and then we get our answers. So, yeah, let's get into the last one.
These are all things that come in handy when your car gets a flat tire. Of course, many people choose to just stay in their car and call the auto club. But sometimes phones aren't available.
That's me.
The husband in our next story isn't very handy.
I'm in this story and I don't like it.
When we started to David's mother's house that morning, we were already arguing. I was completely on edge because I love David, but I knew our marriage was slipping away.
One of these stories.
I'd feel better if you put on your seatbelt.
Just stop worrying.
It's kind of the law, right?
Look fine. Your dress is fine.
You're not listening to me.
That's not even what she said, bro.
You know, when I'm working late, it's for us. When I'm golfing with a client, it's for us. I understand how you feel.
You don't notice what I'm wearing when I'm sitting 8 inches away from you.
He does have to keep his eyes on the road, but I get you. Oh.
I think we have a flat.
Yep, tire's done.
Are you sure you're doing that right?
No.
You know, these tires are new. There's no reason for this to be flat.
Maybe drove on something. Who's that guy?
David!
Looks like you need help.
Why is her first reaction to be
The guys
scared?
with the tires-
I guess the guy is a little creepy, but, you know, I don't see him brandishing a weapon or anything.
Knock yourself out.
Does he just happen to have all the right tools?
Is this a good idea?
We'll give him a couple of bucks.
I mean, David's not doing much better.
Sometimes the direction we choose is not the right one.
Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
You were turning the wrench the wrong way.
Exactly.
Sometimes we try to please so many others, we lose sight of those who are most important. The ones we truly love.
Yeah, that's kind of what they needed to hear right there. The guy's weird, but he's right.
Can I give you a lift somewhere?
At first, I was concerned David invited this strange man into our car.
It may be overdoing it a little bit, but, you know, he did fix the car.
I'd feel better if you put on your seatbelt.
Oh, he's not doing it either? Well, at least he listened to her. Yeah, okay. Stranger does it, I guess I'll do it.
I'll know when You know, I envy you. Doing whatever you want. Not having anyone to answer to. Complete freedom.
Says that right in front of his wife.
But when you see how much can be gained when two join together as one, to have someone who knows your private, most personal pain and can replace it with joy, that is an adventure.
Is this guy Confucius? Like, really? This guy is a walking fortune cookie.
It's like you know us. David? Oh my god, he's gone!
Wait,
He's gone!
he disappeared.
He must have fallen out.
How would he have fallen out? Yeah, the seatbelt's still buckled.
I've been up and down this stretch of highway so many times, I know every crack in the pavement. I could look for that drifter, but I won't find him.
I wonder if
You're
someone's
the
reported
fourth
him
couple
before.
that's told me this story.
Yeah.
When we finally arrived at David's mother's house, things were different. She sensed something had happened, something that brought us closer together.
That's crazy, but, you know, happy ending, right?
So was the strange hitchhiker that disappeared from the car a ghost?
Have
How
you
did he
seen the
disappear
show?
from the
Probably.
backseat? Drifter? Angel? Or ghost? Is this story of a stranger who hopped a ride true? Or is there a hitch to it?
There's always a hitch to it. Okay. Well, you guys know how I feel about, you know, guessing fiction 3 times in a row, but this story's really weird too. First of all, they both saw him. which means it wasn't just in one person's mind. They both saw him, they both heard him, and somehow he fixed the tire. So for this story to be true, he would have had to exist in some material way, like not as an angel or a ghost or whatever. I don't think there's any way that, David fixed the tire after, the trouble he was having. So yeah, this is another tough one for me to believe. Like how? It's another one of those that's like, cool story, bro, but like, how does it actually happen? Like, how can someone who so obviously does exist, it's weird to word it like that, but true. How does someone who so obviously does exist suddenly disappear like that? Like, and again, guys, you know how much I hate to go fiction 3 times in a row, but I'm gonna have to go fiction 3 times in a row here. So yeah, I've got my answers. I don't know if I'm in love with this pattern here. Something tells me they wouldn't go with a pattern like this, but maybe they would. I don't know. I've marked the first 2 as true, and I've marked the last 3 as fiction. So let's see how we did.
Now it's time to find out which of our stories was inspired by an actual event and which ones are total fiction. What was your opinion of the story of the couple in love who turned out to be switched at birth?
So I said true.
One boy baby and one girl baby.
Yep.
The paperwork must have been mixed up.
Is this one too fantastic to be true? Not really. Our
No.
research shows that a similar story took place involving a couple in the Northeast around the late 70s.
Yep. Got that one.
Now let's take a look at the evil Halloween Scrooge who was paid back for his treachery by an unexplainable force. Trick or treat?
Treat, I guess? I said true.
I see you out there!
Probably not really
Do you think
death,
our research staff found a story inspired by an actual event? Not this time.
No.
It's the creation of a writer.
Okay. So 1 for 2.
How did you judge the story of the girl with the imaginary cat that turned out to be more than just imagination?
So I said fiction on this one.
She always loves taking her afternoon naps in this pillow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did we make up this story of the young woman obsessed by a cat that nobody but her could see? No. This
No?
story is inspired by an actual event that took place near Paris in the mid-50s.
Yeah. I need to research that one. So, got that one wrong.
What did you make of the tale of the crooked policeman who apparently received his revenge from the ghost of Billy the Kid? Was this one true?
You're gonna tell me.
I said no.
A man named William Bonney was killed in an unfair gunfight, and some people believe that his spirit remained here.
You're telling me that this hotel is haunted?
According to our research, a similar event to this one did occur in a period between the world wars in the
Wow.
American Southwest. It's fact.
Crazy. Okay. Well, we got 1 for 4.
Now let's review the story of the mysterious hitchhiker who changed the lives of a married couple. True or false?
There's no reason.
And again, I said false.
David!
Looks like you need help.
Here's our boy.
If you thought this one was based on an actual event, you're right. It's a story
Wow.
that's been reported by travelers along a highway in New York State. It's fact.
Those last 3 were crazy, and they were all true? I only got the 1.
That's the challenge of discerning fact from fiction. And that's why we're often left with a choice that's beyond belief.
I'm scratching my head over that one, man,
For the
but
record
yeah.
is true.
All right, well, thank you guys for tuning into this reaction to Season 3, Episode 9 of Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction. And this one was definitely beyond belief. Like, those last 3 stories were just too weird for me to believe, but, like, somehow they were all true. Like, how? This is definitely one where I'm interested in hearing some of the background on these stories, because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, they just seem so weird, and yet they're all true. I ended up getting a 1 today. That'll set back my average a little bit, I guess, but yeah, we'll try to do better next time like we always do, but yeah, that'll wait till the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out my sports vlogging channel, JordangeVlogs. And until next time, this is Jordan saying you can be productive sitting at home on your couch. All you need is a TV, a great catalog, and a vision. This has been JordangeVision. Have a great one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.